forgiveness, most people think it is about the other person. It is about the person that you have been wronged, and it's not easy to forgive. No, forgiving doesn't mean that you've forgotten. No one will tell you that it is an easy thing. Accept that this person wronged you. Accept that this thing is so painful. Why did the person do this to me? Under what situation or context did the person do this to me? Consider that the pain affected you. You will never remain the same when someone has hurt you. Hello, my amazing people. This is Bellah Atieno, The Talk Beyond. I know it's been a long time, but today I decided to talk about a very sensitive topic called forgiveness. Actually, forgiveness, people define forgiveness differently according to how much pain you've gone through. First of all, forgiveness, most people think it is about the other person, but actually it is about the person that you have been wronged. If someone wronged me, if I decide to forgive the person, it is actually for my own sake. It's not for the sake of the other person. And it's not easy to forgive, especially if you're seeing the person around, or if you keep on meeting the person each and every day of your life. It becomes so difficult because you keep on remembering what the person did wrong to you. And I've been actually asking people about it, and people are telling me so many things. Others are telling me, mimi siwezi sahau kabisa. I know forgiving doesn't mean that you've forgotten. Actually, you still remember. So you remember what the person did to you. And some people have been telling me that, for example, if your wife or your girlfriend wrongs you, wengine wanasema mimi siwezi ishi na yeye in the same house, mimi hata siwezi taka kumuona, which is okay because it is the matters of their heart. And forgiveness is very difficult. No one will tell you that it is an easy thing. It's a very difficult stuff, and it is not. You just can't wake up and say that I have forgiven someone. No, it is a process. Each and every day you wake up and deciding to forgive the person. So in today's Talk Beyond, I want to take us through the steps according to me that I think they will help someone out there have a smooth process of forgiving. And I'll come up with only 7. If you have some, actually you can tell us at the comment section. You'll tell us, what do you think according to you? What are the steps towards successful forgiving? Number 1, you're going to talk about accepting the hurt. Accept that this person wronged you. Accept that this thing is so painful. Who did this wrong? Mention the name, that mtu fulani nilikosea. Number 2, ask yourself, why did the person did this to me? This all is under acknowledging. And acknowledging, this is our step number 1, is that under acknowledging, you say, who did wrong? Who wronged me? Why did the person do this to me? Under what situation or context did the person do this to me? And how long ago has this incident happened? So in this step number 1, you acknowledge, sit down, like talk to yourself. Mention this person's name if you can remember them, actually, because some of us forget those wrongness. Actually, if you can remember, mention that so and so wronged me, and the reason this person wronged me is this and this, and why, under what circumstance did this person did this thing to me. And another thing, how long ago, ni lini huyu mtu alinikosea. Think about it. So that is step number 1. Acknowledge, kubali ya kwamba I am hurt. And actually, when you acknowledge, it becomes so simple, because hakuna kujifanya, hakuna mtu anajifanya eti alikosewa. No, you have to remember, you have to acknowledge. Useme ya kwamba mtu fulani alinikosea, na alinikosea kwa sababu fulani, na ilikuwa ni kwa sababu ya hii alinikosea. And maybe if it's 1 day ago, if it's 1 month ago, just acknowledge it to your heart. That is our step number 1. Step number 2, consider. And considering, actually, when you talk about consider that the pain affected you. Consider that the pain affected you, because you will never remain the same when someone has hurt you. Consider that the pain affected you. And when you talk about considering involves thinking before you make a decision whether to forgive the person or not. Consider, because before you make a decision of forgiving someone, you have to think about it. Think about it, whether you are ready to forgive this person or not. So that is step number 2. After number 1, we've said you have acknowledged, umejua ni nani alinikosea, kwa nini alinikosea. Number 2, think whether to forgive this person or not. and that's why you're using the word consider. It is not a must to forgive, but now think, sit down and think to yourself if you can forgive this person or not. And you talk about considering, ask yourself, how has this pain changed me? How has it affected my way of thinking? How much has it changed me negatively? That is now considering. Think about it, think everything. Tangu huyu mtu anikosee, mimi nimebadilika aje? Like, my way of behaving, how has it affected me negatively? And then actually when you go to the next one, we can say that you accept. After acknowledging, after now you consider, that is thinking about it, everything. Now accept that you cannot reverse the past. What happened. You have to accept that this person wronged me. I cannot reverse the process. That whatever happened. So this means you have to know that your anger towards the person who wronged you, it will never redeem whatever they did wrong. Whatever they did wrong will still remain. You have to accept that whatever they did will always be there. Hakuna vile itabadilika. So you accepting that huyu mtu alinikosea, if it's your mom, if it's your boyfriend, if it's your partner, if it's anyone that you can think of, actually you have to know that it will never be reversed. So you have to accept wewe mwenyewe, useme ya kwamba mtu alinikosea na siwezi badilisha. If someone broke your heart, if someone killed the person you love, if someone stole your thing, if someone did anything, you can mention anything that the person did to you, you will never reverse that past. You have to accept it. And I'm saying your anger toward the person who wronged you, it will never redeem that whatever they did wrong. So you have to accept. And this should not be taken lightly, actually, because it is a very hard step, because this is the step that you will realize whether to forgive this person or not. And actually when you talk about determining, this is when now you've looked back and you've seen hakuna vile hii kitu itabadilika, hii kitu itabaki tu hivi, hakuna vile ita change. And this determination, actually, it's whereby now you decide whether this forgiveness is going to begin or if it's going to end. Actually look, if you step 4 ndio uta decide, is this forgiving? Si umekubali, ukoona labda ile maumivu yalikuwa machungu sana, and you decide hii forgiveness step inaisha hapa, pasi endelee. No, this is the you determine. Now, am I going to begin this forgiveness process or am I going to end it at this step? And actually when you're talking about this, we are simply talking about you deciding, because now when you determine, it will now tell you how you're going to relate with this person in the future. Now you're going to do what we call repair. It's not restoring. Haimaanishi sasa umrudishe, like sasa unamrudisha. You are I think restoration tunaongelea about regesho. So you just unarekebisha au regeshi, like huyu mtu sasa like akue kwa life yako fully vile alikuwa, because it is not easy. It is not easy. So when you are doing repair, actually we are simply talking about you can repair by using kind words. When you see this person, you don't just talk rudely. You can use kind words. You can say hello if you use not to say hello. You can decide to put some positive gestures. If you see this person, you can even smile to the person, actually. You can even wave to the person. You can decide to do something about it. Step number 6, where now you decide learning. You learn how now to get used to this person. You learn your way of forgiving. Because ways of forgiving, it's different from everyone. Probably I forgive by not wanting to see the person, actually. But here we want to secure the relationship that you had with the person. Not necessarily as before, but at least you are helping yourself to forgive. So learn your way of forgiving. Read books on forgiveness. Listen to things about forgiveness. They will also motivate you on how to be better and better every day. So learning process will have to take a longer time. Because now you can see her the next time unakumbuka tena. Mara kwanza ulimwambia hi, and then the next time unamuona unasikia umekasirika. So step number 6 is where now you are learning, and you're learning how to repair the relationship. Then as time goes by in the process of learning, you start now undergoing the last step that we call it forgiving. It's not an easy thing. It can take even months, actually. It can take even years. Kwa sababu kama mtu ameua mtu, actually huwezi sema ati sasa mimi nimemsamehe. Forgiving process, the longer it will take, it will be determined by what actually happened to you. Just to brush through the steps. Number 1 is that you acknowledge that the person wronged you. Kubali tu kwamba mtu alinikosea na umtaji. Number 2, you have to consider